All right, welcome back, True Seeker. It is Christmas Day, December 25th, 2022. Two headlines circulating, and wanted to talk about both of these. One is Dax Tejera, the executive producer of George Stephanopoulos' weekend news program, ABC's This Week. He reportedly dropped dead on the last day of Saturnalia, dying out of nowhere at age 37. Again, if you're new here, this is GematriaEffectNews. There's a song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. When you learn this simple code, you start to see right through these headlines. In this Kabbalistic knowledge of Gematria, this week equals 37. And I'm going to show you how this lined up with George Stephanopoulos' birthday, coinciding with the Christmas holiday, the celebrated birthday of Jesus, according to the Catholic Church. I hope my sister's out there and gets a chance to watch this because George Stephanopoulos is her favorite news personality, and she also thinks Gematria is stupid. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the reported murder-suicide in Thornton, Colorado at the Jehovah's Witnesses Center. We talk about how often there are murder stories in the state of Colorado and why that is. Again, I was just having that nice conversation with the Cups, and I was even teaching them about Colorado, the 38th state, and why there's so many stories of death pertaining to that state. It's funny, everything we talked about, I wish there was a hidden camera in that room. Just everything we've talked about, every point I made has already multiplied itself multiple times over. And again, that's how it always is with this knowledge. You learn the system, and you just see how redundant the patterns are. But let's start right here with Dax Tejera. The story said he became the executive producer of This Week right before the pandemic began. And we know ABC, like the other news stations, has been reporting safe and effective. But notice, again, 37 years old, drops dead Friday, December 23rd in Gematria. This Week, the name of the show that he produced, 37. And that does mean he died in his 38th year of life, which we'll come back to when we talk about the Colorado story. Again, if you're 37 years old, you're in your 38th year of life. We're going to come back to his name, Gematria, but that show is for George Stephanopoulos. And notice he turned 61 years old this year, born in 1961. And from his February 10th birthday to the day that his producer died was exactly 316 days later. And of course, the most well-known Christian verse in the New Testament is John 3:16, about God giving his one and only Son. So 316 days after Stephanopoulos' birthday, and in the traditional Gematria ciphers, which come from the Hebrew alphabet, Jesus Christ has a value of 316 and also 37. So he's dead at 37, 316 days after George Stephanopoulos' birthday. And again, my sister, it'd be nice for her to see this because she worships people like George Stephanopoulos. And again, she thinks Gematria is stupid, but she does have some smarts in her brain, so she should be able to see that day after day, especially since I've been doing this for about a decade now, these things can't just be a coincidence every single day. Anyhow, he died just short of his 38th birthday, which was also written about. And if you're new here, Gematria, within the English language, it's the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. Notice how Christmas has that Gematria of 61, like how, again, Stephanopoulos is 61, born in 61, and also 38, going with him dying at age 37, meaning he died in his 38th year of life. And notice how his name, Dax Tejera, has the Gematria of 34. That also fits in with Jesus, which equals 34, cross 34. Church has the Gematria 34, Jesus, cross, church, all 34. And coming back to his name, Dax Tejera. Notice the 155.56. They made a point that he became the producer right before the pandemic began. Big numbers with the coronavirus pandemic. Coronavirus 155 and 56. The first governor to lock down his state, Gavin Newsom, 155.56. Who said 56% of California will get coronavirus in 8 weeks, which is 56 days. The coronavirus simulation, the first one was on May 15th, 2018, exactly 666 days before the pandemic was declared 666 on 15/5. 2 years to the day later, Trump declared Operation Warp Speed on that day. May 15th is also the day to celebrate Mercury, the curious ingredient in jabs. And Dax Tejera. We've been talking a lot about 88 with all the football deaths this week, including Franco Harris, who died exactly 88 weeks after promoting the jab. And again, words like poison are 88, arsenic poisoning is 88. You know, it's traditionally the thing that make you drop dead out of nowhere, as is what has happened with Dax Tejera. And poison also has the gematria 34, like his name, for the record, like murder, like suicide, like Twitch dead while his wife is 34, right after the 9-year anniversary of their wedding, when 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number and 9's completion. I guess for another 61, which I should have added to the list, Stephanopoulos is 61. Again, just like Christmas, like Christian, like Jesus, like cross, like church. Again, 61 in sacred geometry is very important because the symbol that symbolizes God in sacred geometry, the flower of life, is made out of 61 overlapping circles. And by the way, gematria fits right in because gematria means geometry and language. Geometry and language. So, from Hebrew to English, how it all comes together in the perfect ritual. And again, only 37 years old. And it's another reminder that being in show business is deadly. So they made a point that he became executive producer at age 35. That also factors in with him dying at Christmas time. Again, Christmas is on 12/25. 1225 has a square root of 35. Again, the reason we celebrate Christmas at this time is because of the Catholic Church. Catholic 35, like JFK, the first Catholic president. Number 35, assassinated age 46, like the 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament than Protestant, going with the gematria values. And Biden, again, number 46, elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, inaugurated on the Pope's 35th day of his age, the second Catholic president. But Holy See, also 35, Jesus 35, and then the occult belief that the eye of God is the sun, I-35, like Genesis 3:5 about the eyes of God, like how the US dollar bill got the eye on it in 35 and it has the sun rays coming off of it. I'm always amazed that anybody would think this information's stupid when it pretty much unseals what's been hidden in plain sight for all of our lives. And by the way, the phrase "in God we trust," that went on the dollar bill in 56. The phrase is 149, the 35th prime, 68 like Catholicism, 58 like secret society, but again, 56, number of the Society of Jesus who created modern Freemasonry, and again, Dax Tejera also has that in his name. And then as for the killing story in Thornton, Colorado on Christmas, again, and they're calling it a murder-suicide, just to make that point about 149 again, the 35th prime. Murder-suicide as the 149. But Thornton, notice the 38 in Thornton. Colorado, the 38th state in order, statehood, which equals 38. Death 38, murder 38, killing 38, RIP 38. And again, just so many stories of death out of Colorado. And again, the news being true to form with the low vibration stories for Christmas. Words like energy have the gematria 38, English 38, gematria 38, the language where we use the word spell for crafting words and creating language. And we'll keep this stream short and sweet. Again, thank you to everyone who hit the like. Shout out to Gary. Appreciate the super chat, Gary. Merry Christmas to you, too. Happy holidays to everyone. And a lot of you guys were really generous earlier in the earlier stream. I didn't have my phone, but thank you to everyone who sent a Cash App and a PayPal. I appreciate that. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time.